A live look this morning at Parliament Hill. The flag is flying at half-mast. The Prime Minister announcing the country is in mourning after the shooting in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, left 9 people dead, including the shooter. Another 25 were wounded in one of the worst mass shootings in this country's history. The flags will remain at half-mast for another 6 days. Now to Washington, 6 Republicans defied the White House, joining Democrats in voting against Trump's tariffs on Canada.
The joint resolution is passed.
The House voted 2019-2011 in favor of the resolution aimed at terminating the so-called fentanyl emergency that Trump invoked last year before imposing tariffs on Canadian imports. The measure is largely symbolic, and it could ultimately be vetoed by the president. Meantime, a fiery showdown on Capitol Hill yesterday with Epstein survivors watching. The U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi faced blistering questions over how the Justice Department handled the release of the files.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Bondi was defiant in defending the administration as the questioning often turned personal. Democrats and at least Republicans slammed the Attorney General for redacting names of possible co-conspirators, but not redacting some names and personal information of the victims. Bondi was asked to apologize to survivors, some of whom were in the room. She did not. All right, I want to bring in CTV's U.S. political analyst Eric Ham now with more. So, Eric, we're going to do a bit of a 1-2. Let's begin with that vote. 6 Republicans saying to Trump, we're not in support of these tariffs that you put on Canada. Have you heard a response from the president on this? What ultimately does this mean?
Yes, we have heard from the president. He actually responded on Truth Social like he always does, and he went after these Republicans, threatening them with political consequences in their upcoming elections, saying that if anyone continues to go after these tariffs, that there will be consequences. And he said even in the primaries as well.
All right, so I want to turn now to what happened yesterday with Pam Bondi. Boy, did it get hot. And at one point, she was asked to turn around and face Epstein survivors. She didn't. It was, I don't know if we have the video, but it was quite a moment. What do you make of the way she was so combative in front of the House Judiciary Committee, and now where this goes with these Epstein files?
Yeah, we've never seen a hearing like that where you had a cabinet level member actually just show such disdain, not only for the opposing party, but even members of her own party. And I think what we're seeing here is just how far down the level of decorum and polarization has actually gotten in Washington right now. And I think this level of combativeness is only going to continue. But this is all happening as we know this Epstein saga is becoming closer and closer to the president. And it's also now beginning to ensnare other cabinet officials. We know Secretary Lutnick has actually had to admit that he actually visited Epstein Island after many of these charges were made public about Jeffrey Epstein. And so clearly this is something that is not going away. But what we are seeing is many of Donald Trump's supporters, including his cabinet level secretaries, are beginning to circle the wagons on this issue.
All right, Eric, we're going to leave it there for today. Good to talk to you. CTV News U.S. political analyst Eric Ham for us.